Hello, Glenn Heaton here from perthlocalmarketing.com.au, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use an early version of Windows Movie Maker, and this is for those of you that are using Windows XP, Windows Vista, and if you want to upgrade to the later version of Windows Live Movie Maker, you need at least Windows Vista to be able to do that. Now, to find Windows Movie Maker, just come to your Start menu and we go to All Programs, and you'll find it under Windows Movie Maker. Click there, and here we have our interface. Now, you'll see that it's a different layout to the other version, and there are some good things and there are some not so good things about this version. Some good things are that it's a little bit more flexible, but it doesn't have the selection of auto movie effects and pre-done transitions, etc., that the later version does, and it also doesn't allow you to save directly to YouTube. You've got to go through another step to do that. So if you're thinking about updating to another version of Windows, Windows 7 seems very good, and that would probably be a good step to do if you're going to get into more video and more creative things like that for your marketing. So, similar process, we need to import images, we need to import our music, then we just add some text, and it's a slightly different method of adding text and captions to this version, and then we can save the movie or export it ready for the web, and then we upload it to our YouTube channel. So let's get started, and we'll first of all we'll import the images. So we come over here to our left hand pane. This is called the tasks pane. It lets us import our images and audio and music, do all our editing with our effects and our transitions, and adding our captions and our titles. And then we can, once the movie is finished, it's grayed out at the moment because we have no media down here in this section. As soon as we put some images down there, that will become active, and we can save our movie. And over here you can go through and look at, that's like a little help menu in there, and that will give you some tips and tricks on how to use all these other aspects. Now, you can certainly go ahead and do all of those. To get started, I'll show you the basics of how we did it at the workshop, and then you can play around from there and add your own certain style. Now, one thing I like to do in this version of Movie Maker is actually move or expand the actual preview pane over here, and you saw there I just clicked and dragged with my left mouse button. I hold down my left mouse button and drag it with that arrow icon there, and that just gives me a bigger viewing window. Now I come over across here to import pictures, and I find my images that we used, and I select them all and click on import, and there they are, all there. I can click on those, either one, and you can see them in the viewer, preview viewer there. Now, while we're importing, I'll also grab my music, and there it is there, and that comes up as a little note icon. Now you can see here we have tracks down here for certain types of media. We have our video, which also includes the still images. We put them on this track, and that has some accompanying video. So if you did a video of yourself speaking to camera, the associated audio would appear on that track with your video. Then we can add music down on this track, and that's another flexibility of this version. We can actually add video from, we can actually add audio. We can actually add audio from your piece to camera, as well as music. In the later version, we can't mix two different audio sources. We can only have one. So that's a bit of flexible nicety there. And then down here we've got the title overlay, and that's where we put our captions. So what do we do first? Well, assuming that we have all the images like this that we want to use in the video, I come there, I left click on the first one, I hold down the shift key, and I left click on the last image. They're all selected. I grab the first image, holding down with my left mouse key, and drag it onto that media track. And you can see now all the images have been placed there. And as I put my little hand over it, you can see it changes the title of the image, but you can see that the duration is always 5 seconds. Now we can change that, and I'll show you that in a moment. Now the next thing we want to do before we actually add music is to create some titles. Now we come up here to make titles or credits, and we can see here we have some selections on where we'd like the text to be placed, and we're going to put one at the beginning of the movie. So we click on that and we type our text. My promo video, you can see it comes up there on this pane, on the preview pane, and you can see there it comes up with a transition, and it uses the last used transition that you had. Now we can change all that, thankfully. So we come over to change the title animation, and you can see we have a list now of all the ways that we can bring that text in. So if we just click on one, we'll get a preview of it. It's like that. Typewriter will type it on, and maybe a news banner down the bottom there, and that's great if you have a piece to camera and you'd like to put your name on the screen as well. That's a great one to use for that. We can do a scroll, pretty much all the usual suspects for getting images and text onto screen, the things that just make it visually interesting and hold the viewer's attention just a little bit more. So let's go for this one, I think it was, that I quite liked. We'll do that one. Now we can change the text font and color just by clicking here. See here we've got a little color chart. We can go to here and select, we'll go for yellow over that blue background. And transparency just means that you can see there that the text itself isn't as strong. So I suggest you always leave that as 0%. You can change the actual font there, and so just add to taste how you'd like it. Let's go with that one, and you can also change the positioning, of course. So we're going for center, and we're okay. We're going to click on Done, Add Title to Movie, and you can see now down here, if I click this button here, that takes us all the way back to the beginning. I can play and our text comes up, and then we should cut to our first image. All good. Now I'd like to put our call to action boards at the very end of the movie. So we're going to come here to make titles or credits. Credits at the end of the movie, and I'm going to type in the text in here. And you can see there the preview of how it comes on. I'm going to change the animation, and I'm going to have it, you could do this is pretty cool, but might not be suitable for what you need. The credits down there just are really for having credits that actually scroll in and stuff like that. So just say up the top here, the title's one line, so that you have one type of text. So let's go here for the fly in, like that. And pretty happy with that there. We can change the color of the background image. Well, it's not an image, it's just a color. So click on that and we'll go for a yellow there. Okay, and then we're going to change the font color and we'll go for a blue on top of that. There we go. Now that's okay. We'll click on Done, and that will appear here at the end of the movie. Now we can do this as many times as we like. We just come there again, credits at the end of the movie, call now. We can do those various changes that we did before. You can see that it's scrolling up, so we'll change the animation there, and we'll just go like this. That's pretty good. Add to movie, and it's come up there. We'll do one more so that we can get our phone number on the screen, and I'm going to go for, there's our text. The animation I'll change, and we'll go for, see how this one looks. It's pretty funky. And we'll also change the text font and color. So I'm going to go for white, and I'm going to go for red text. Okay,